Hello, love. Thank you for having me. My name is Ben. I play Henry in The Haunting of Mission Hill House. A boy moves into uncertainty with numerous gay people. Hilarity and drama ensues. Henry is a pretty aloof person that I feel like is seeking comfortability, but I think gets more comfortable, albeit to a somewhat absurd degree, as he finds comfortability with other people. He's kind of an idiot, but in a lovable way, but also I think has a lot of passion and is very passionate about people around him and what he's involved in. Diana, played by Sydney Love, who just is a boot slay. Tess, Patricia Mackcusin plays JoJo. Basically a nice, energetic, lovable granola girl with a big heart. Claire plays Estelle, who I think is also a big heart, lovable friend, the anchor of the group, I would say. Kate plays Corinne, who's a hard-headed, arrogant, but fun butch lesbian who kind of pushes the needle and really I think instigates a lot of the conflict, but I think really drives a lot of the emotional tension to a brink. Jack plays Charlie, who is an emo girl by Willow. A lot of heartbreak in his life, but I think he's kind of come to terms with what he owes his friends and what he owes other people in his life. It's been really fun. It's been great being able to work with different people that I have known to varying degrees. Overall, it's been a really cool departure from more theater acting, where I feel like we have better chances to capture a lot of subtlety that you don't see on stage, but this time on screen. And I can't wait to fix it all in post. I think the tension really breaks with this one scene where all the characters that have been thinking in different terms about the same thing air it all out for the first time in a very group setting. I think that's really satisfying. I think we get to see how each of these characters are dealing with this conflict in different ways. I think it's very satisfying and really relieves a lot of the tension and suspense that's been building up the entire film. Did do musical theater. I feel like everything on stage has to be so exaggerated because you're really acting towards people in the back of the audience, and so everything is just very much caricature of what your character is. And I feel like for film, because the camera can literally be inches from your face, everything's a lot more subtle. So I think trying to navigate a way that was still creating a character that people could connect to and see as a real person, but doing it in a way that wasn't over-exaggerated, I think was a really interesting line to walk. I think I was most excited going in to kind of film the very generic horror aspects of it. What does it mean to film a jump scare? What does it mean to film when you have that ghost that's sitting in the corner? What does that actually mean if you're not sitting at home, if you're actually behind the camera working on it? What does that look like? But I think as we've moved on, I think I'm more excited to kind of watch a lot of the emotional tension play out, because I feel like there's only a handful of scenes where the tension really explodes, and I feel like it felt very palpable while we were filming it. I think they should expect a lot of queer stuff. This is a production that has queer representation that's not shoved down the throat of its audience. I feel like it's just there. It's not the overarching message or theme or point. It's just a side aspect of it, which I feel like is how it should be done in film. But I think it's also placed into a genre that tends to be very cliche, because I think horror tends to follow the very similar blueprint of either found footage or just a very boring ghost story. And I feel like it tackles the kind of ghost story that actually has more thematic takeaways of what would we say to our loved ones if we could talk to them after they pass. A little bit. I think he can be aloof to an over extent, and I feel like he's also not good at processing his emotions. I feel like he's very just I feel like that's kind of how he reacts to things, and I hope that I'm more level-headed than that. I like horror movies a lot. I think they're really fun. I just love watching them and critiquing them, so I feel like it'd be fun to actually be in it and then take what I think about horror movies and what I think can be improved, or just I would like to see play out differently, do that on screen. And this is a really awesome opportunity to do so. And the location's really close to my house to film at, so the commute was really good too. But I'm still waiting on the pay, but I don't know, I think it's backlogged.